Welcome to I Am One, where I am one with the Creator and one with myself. We are here for part two of Third Sunday in September 15th, 2024. All right, so the first part, I was talking about the ancestors and the word I got from them this past Thursday when I was having breakfast with them. All right, moving forward. So, Friday, got to set this one up a little bit. So, Friday, me and my husband, we were going out to get some dinner, and we passed this new coffee shop. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'll have to check it out. I didn't know what it was about. I hadn't heard of it. I knew that they were, building things in the area, but the building process was complete and those things were open. So I decided yesterday that, was it yesterday? No. So I said, oh, I'll have to check them out. So yesterday I went over there to see, what kind of shop it was. And it was pretty cool. It was mostly like Moroccan, Middle Eastern type of vibe, but it was so inviting when I went in there. Um, uh, a lot of the clientele are Muslim, but they're open to everyone. They serve everyone. There's a little section they call it a prayer section, and no matter what your faith is, if you want to go and have time of meditation or prayer or contemplation, that's set aside for you, and you don't have to be Muslim. Whatever your practice is, you are it's set aside for everybody. So I thought that was pretty cool, nice vibe. So I got some coffee. Actually, I got a chai and then a tea, and so just kind of checking it out. So I thought this morning I would go back over there and kind of hang out because there's a lot of space. Um, and usually on Sunday mornings when I'm with ancestors and I'm reading and studying and whatever, and I thought I would take it there. So I did that this morning. I went over there and got their house blend coffee because I bought the beans and hadn't had a chance to get them ground and taste. So I tasted their coffee, very good coffee. But as I was there and I was uh, just going through, recently I've had this urge, or I don't know, this connectedness with a certain deity. Not going to name the deity, not at this time anyway. But was feeling like I was being called to start trying to work and introduce myself and just start a spiritual relationship. And while I was there, I had I had my cards out, and so I thought, and I wrote in my journal, book shadows, whatever you want to call it. Um, but I wrote down interested in or deciding to work with said deity. And then I asked the cards, what is this going to look like? So I pulled the cards, and here are the cards that I pulled. First, it was the Empress card, but it was in reverse. The second card was the Tower card in reverse, and it means the same regardless of what how it comes out, but same information, same kind of reading. And then I got the Page of Spheres, but again in reverse. So when you get cards in reverse, that means there's the negative side of the reading or the not so happy side, depending on how you look at it. But it's a side that's not, it's not the love and light side. I'll just put it that way. So I'm looking at that, I'm like, wow, if I'm being drawn to work with this deity entity, it looks like things are going to be a little choppy. So the Empress in the reverse talks about scarcity, it talks about barrenness, it talks about neediness. The Tower, again, whether it's up, right side up or upside down, it's about unexpected change, some calamity, some catastrophe, something's going on that you weren't expecting. The Page in reverse is talking about the lack of ability or ambition. So I'm looking at this and I'm trying to make sense of it, especially since, ancestors told me the other day, my mother told me the other day. And what is interesting, let me just bring it back a little bit. What is also interesting is, remember I told you that with this new moon that was coming up, that we have already experienced, that I was going to dedicate this time to me. And so when I took my memory back to that and seeing these cards, it's all making sense. When I started focusing on me and making me number one, it's making me go deep inside myself, which is why it's no coincidence why my ancestors, especially my mother, was saying what they and she was saying. Because I'm doing those things, I'm starting to see what I'm looking out here to give me answers for. I already have the answers. What I'm looking for confirmation for, what I'm looking for affirmation for, I just need to confirm and affirm myself. And that's when you see things happen. That's when you see things, the clock starts moving, the wheels start turning. And so in this reading, it is no different. Because as I begin to put me first and dedicate myself to me first and make sure that I'm okay first before I go try to resuscitate somebody else, while I'm doing that, I'm looking deep within myself. And so, and I believe it was this same entity that was reaching out to me to help me understand or decipher what these cards were meaning, and said, don't see these cards as negative. It's because of these things coming to pass that your true power um, and higher self, your true quote unquote power and your higher quote unquote self will be revealed. You will notice these things have already begun happening. You now have an explanation for them. Ride the wave all the way to the shore. So I say to you, all the calamity, all the hell, all the bullshit, all the craziness that seems to be coming from no place, actually, you've orchestrated it. Whether you know it consciously or not, you have orchestrated it. So, what does that mean? It means that if you have this idea in your head, you've made some changes, and they may have been subtle. You're not spending your money at the club. Not that there's anything wrong going to the club, but you're making some subtle changes and decisions based on where you're wanting to go, what you believe you're supposed to be doing, what you're trying to accomplish. And in doing those little subtle changes, not the grandiose things to shout out to everybody, I'm not doing this anymore, it has nothing to do with that crap. It has everything to do with the little things that you're doing and you're not sounding the alarm on. And things are starting to come. And it may look like it's negative because now people don't understand you. They think you're bougie. They think you're better than, they think you think you're better than they are, and so forth and so on. You're hanging out, you used to hang out with, folks at work at lunchtime, and now you're kind of drawn back to yourself and because you're trying to keep everything positive. You're not trying to get into the drama, the rumors, the gossip, and all that other stuff. And now it seems, or it looks like to them, that, oh, she used to sit with us, he used to hang with us, and now they don't have time for us anymore. And so those things, and so they start looking at you different. Some other things are coming out that are happening, and you've never had to deal with them before, but now you see yourself faced with it. And it's because you, the true you, the higher you, is now ready to deal with it. Or you are faced with it and you have come to the valley of decision and you're saying, I said I'm going this way, so let me go through this so that I can move on beyond it. So don't see all the flip side of everything. If you're still in church, it's not the devil coming after you. If you moved on beyond church and you're in your spiritual, you're in your whatever your practice, whatever you call your practice, don't see this as I need to go back to where I was because I wasn't dealing with this. You weren't dealing with this because that you weren't awake. You weren't your true self. You weren't the full you that you know you are now, or you are coming into being. Don't see all this negativity, quote unquote negativity, as a means to keep you going backwards, going back to where you were, where it was comfortable. It's time to be uncomfortable because you have work to do, you have places to go, you have things to accomplish. Let this catapult you into where you're going next, into the end zone. And with that, I hope you got something out of that. I hope that it encourages you that you are not going crazy. Honey, you are not going crazy. This is your path. Walk it. as told me, ride that wave all the way to the shore. It is scary. I don't know how to swim. Certainly don't know how to surf, but I get the point. Go all the way through. It is so, not it, you are so worth it. So, with that, have a great day, great week, and I'll see you next time. Peace and blessings to you all.